Recognized, Uncle Walker, D01. Recognized, Emily of Arden, D12. Recognized, Joe Moniac, D05.
Hello, team. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us for episode 22 of Whelmed Season 4. My name is Rich, and with me is my co-host Emily and producer Neil.
Hey everyone, in these review episodes we'll be diving into the plots, characters, Easter eggs, comic book history, and everything else of Young Justice, and use all of that as a springboard to talk about the creative writing process along the way.
Our review segments will avoid any major spoilers for later episodes, but we'll be discussing them in greater detail in our final segment, Crashing the Moat.
Stay whelmed, I have an oral glamour up. If anyone eavesdrops, they'll think we're talking about the upcoming Monarchs Knights baseball game.
Please, the Monarchs are going to run away with it. Clark. Oh, right. What do you need?
And with all that out of the way, let's hand it over to Emily for...
Hello, Megan!
The title of this week's episode is Rescue and Search. The release date was May 12th, 2022. The in-episode dates are August 29th and September 4th through 6th. The writer was Charlotte Fullerton, the director was Christopher Berkeley, and the voice director was, as always, Jamie Thomason.
Special guest voice credits include Tom Adcox as Clarion,
Vanessa Marshall as Ursa Zod, and Green Lantern Soranik Natu.
Phil Morris as Drew Zod and Laura Zod,
Stephen Root as Jack Haley,
Kari Walgren as Saturn Girl and Phantom Girl.
Just in time for your next mission.
This week's episode picks up right where last week's left off, with Lord Zod punching his way into the bioship and taking Saturn Girl hostage. Bart attempts to use his super speed to subdue Lore and McComb with inhibitor collars, but isn't fast enough, and both he and Chameleon Boy get taken down as well. Bioship then attempts to protect her passengers, but later agrees to cooperate when Lore threatens to kill everyone on board immediately if she doesn't cooperate. And Bioship then flies the group off of New Genesis to parts unknown. After the credits, we cut to Haley's circus tent in El Paso, where Dick Grayson is performing as Dan Danger. And backstage after the show, Nightwing is met by Zatanna, who's come looking for a detective.
Later in Bloodhaven, Zatanna tells Dick that she's convinced that Connor is still alive and asks him to believe her for the next 24 hours and investigate the case. Despite his own reservations, Dick agrees, and they get to work. In their initial research, they both learn for the first time that Bart has gone missing, and Dick suggests that his disappearance might be connected to Connor's. A bit more hacking leads to some security footage of Bart speaking with Chameleon Boy and Saturn Girl, both of whose pictures, of course, don't show up in any official databases. And this line of inquiry leads them to discover security footage of the same two teenagers talking with Clark in Bibbo's Diner. When Z and Dick track Clark/Superman down at Bibbo's Diner again to ask him about the pair that he spoke with, he insists that he trusts them, but can't explain exactly who they are.
Now armed with the assumption that Bart is working with these two rather than being coerced by them, Nightwing and Zatanna try to figure out what other supplies Bart may have needed for his possible mission, all of which leads them to the Watchtower, where Artemis informs them that several pieces of tech are missing from the League's storage. Security footage confirms Bart is the one who stole them, and now Artemis is on the Connor investigation team. Further research reveals that Saturn Girl and Chameleon Boy were spotted at both the UN and Bibbo's Diner after Superboy went public, and that what Bart stole implies that his mission probably wasn't on Earth. Artemis reminds the group that several members of the League just got back from New Genesis after fighting a time-traveling Kryptonian, and Dick puts together that it's all probably connected.
Probably. Maybe. We'll see. The trio then goes to question Rocket, and she shares her memories of what happened on New Genesis. The group agrees that the beam that destroyed the projector looks like one fired by Bioship, and the glimpse Raquel got of the inside of the Phantom Zone matches the landscape Zatanna saw in her vision of Connor. And with all of the pieces starting to fall into place, Nightwing believes that he's figured out that the two mystery teens they've been investigating are actually time travelers with insider information on what happened to Connor, and that Bart is working with them to protect the timeline. A jump only Nightwing could make. He decides that they need to trust that Bart knows what he's doing and focus on getting Connor back. But with the last known Phantom projector destroyed, they'll need to find another way to get to Connor. And Zatanna's got a plan for that, but knows no one's going to like it.
Over in the Phantom Zone, Druzad attempts to figure out what's up with Superboy and how he ended up in the zone. Their conversation eventually leads to Connor revealing that Krypton was destroyed over 40 years ago, that Jor-El's only son was sent to Earth and became a hero, and that Kryptonians gain immense power under a yellow sun. Druzad thanks Connor for killing Superman, quote-unquote killing in the vision he had, as he blames Jor-El and his brother for banishing them to the Phantom Zone. After Drew and Ursa step out of the cave, Phantom Girl reveals to Connor that she's no longer in a coma, thanks to Saturn Girl in the previous episode, and that they're both in danger. Back on Earth, Nightwing and Rocket recruit Calder for the Superboy rescue mission, and after seeing Dick's conspiracy theory board, classic, he agrees to be the fifth anchor in a ritual to summon Clarion and demand he help them access the Phantom Zone in exchange for his freedom. Clarion, of course, helps, and it's the end of the episode. I'm kidding. Clarion refuses to help, and a massive fight ensues. But when Z invokes the name of the Sacred Balance, Clarion agrees to honor his debt to Z, but just honor it by not killing all of them right now in that moment that they summoned him. Clarion.
Back on the bioship, above New Genesis, Saturn Girl taunts Lorzod by reminding him that if he'd just left after killing Superboy, he would have gotten everything he wanted. But by stealing the Phantom Zone projector and trying to release his parents 1,000 years earlier, the projector ended up getting destroyed, seemingly trapping everyone in the zone forever. Macomb returns to the bioship with the information that the Kaiser Thrall has been taken to Oa, and Lore forces Bart to power the ship as they set off into the galaxy. Back in the Tower of Fate, something Clarion said sparks an idea in Zatanna. It's alright, because it's a magic school bus, and that makes me laugh even before thinking about it. And she reveals that the next step in finding Connor is tracking down a 10-year-old time-traveling school bus from Metropolis. And over the credits, we see the scans on Oa reveal that the Kaiser Thrall is not only sentient, but contains the consciousness of an 11-year-old human boy that's trying to communicate with them.
Ooh. Alright. Feeling the Aster.
Superboy, are you alright?
I'm fine. Feeling the Aster.
Alright, Neil, what was the...
Bart Allen goes shopping. Zatanna Zatara talks baseball. Plus the return of daring Dan Danger. All this and more on the next episode of Young Justice.
I keep forgetting that we're doing this, and it catches me off guard every time.
And it's funny because I almost forget, because like that's not what I'm thinking of when I'm rewatching and writing my notes. Like, and then at some random moment during the episode, I'll just be like, "Oh wait, that's right," and then I need to put that in my notes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dan Danger, while Emily is broken, huge fan of Team Taos being in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had all of the whole Long Shadow family, and a bunch of them. So it's always fun.
Ty and Asami are there. They're still dating in my mind.
Yeah.
In my head canon. Good for them. It's all my notes.
Well, and Tracy and Jaime are there together as well.
Yeah. I feel like we just went to the list of like who lives in El Paso.
Yeah. Who lives
what
close
named
enough,
characters live in El Paso that we can fit in a group shot.
Hey, you mentioned in your notes here too, Dragon's Breath in the back with Nightwing.
Mm-hmm. So the character
is that the Fire Eater?
Yeah, with the horns, because he was there previously and he was looking for his torches. So his name apparently is Dragon's Breath.
Wow, I didn't realize when we watched that way back out first season team. That character was there. Is he a thing? I mean, everybody's a thing in Young Justice.
Yeah, just part of like the Haley Circus kind of thing. Like
Dragon's Breath is his name.
Mm-hmm.
A little on the nose, but it works. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I agree with that too. I thought it was cool. I thought that Ty's grandfather being there was pretty funny too. It's awesome. I like that character. He is hilarious.
What else do I have? Oh, I don't know. Just the whole 20 question scenes with Connor. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
And it's also super interesting that like they, rightfully so, they have no concept of time. I assume they don't need to sleep. There's clearly no day, no night. To some degree, though, I'm a little surprised Zod just doesn't have one person counting. You're our clock. Start counting. And that's just all they do all day long. They take shifts. Day shift, night shift. But yeah, quickly learns a whole bunch of stuff.
And only some of it is correct.
Yeah. And I guess like at the same time, like in my head, I'm like, well, why wouldn't you have grilled him sooner? but at the same time, like time's not, you don't feel like time is pressing. And then something showed you, oh, the time is pressing. I could see the outside world for a hot second. Man, we really should have talked to this kid before that. But we didn't, so. What else? Anyway, we talked about it before we started, but I do appreciate that for continuity's sake and just general ease, the Metropolis Monarchs and the Gotham Knights play all the sports. It does not matter what they are. Football, baseball, basketball. Sure. Do I assume it's all the same people that play on every team?
Swimming.
Yeah, sure.
Tennis.
It's the same, like 50 people playing on every team. That's it.
Helps with branding.
Yeah.
They only needed to make one logo.
Much easier.
Pretty convenient. They got the original team back together.
Yeah, and through shout out to Michael Ross. If it wasn't Nightwing, this would be a Smallville leap of logic. Like the amount of things that are put together in the time in which, the whole thing from not really knowing any of it to we know where Connor is in less than 24 hours. Pretty impressive.
There's several reasons, but there's a reason that Z went to Nightwing instead of any of the other detectives they know. She's like, who's going to figure this out in a limited period of time, making several assumptions along the way that are all going to be right. It's going to be Nightwing. That's who we got to go to.
He made that insight check, that detective work, skill check, something.
He's got it like a plus 12 on insight. Like even when he rolls low, it passes.
That's right.
Then, of course, you have your conspiracy theory board with the Beautiful Mind references or Always Sunny. I gotta get the mail. Where are they going with the mail? I'm dead set. Some of the cards are actual, like, were written on the infamous note card board. That's my head canon.
Neil wants to believe.
Yeah, that
there was
a note card that said Magic School Bus. Bam, put it on there. We'll figure out where it goes. It's in that. Okay, do some more cards. So
Nightwing doesn't color code his though.
No.
He didn't have time. He didn't have time to buy that many different colored note cards. Okay.
But he did already have index cards and string on hand
at all times.
I mean, that's the red string is just in the utility belt.
It's like, I don't know which option is funnier. Either Nightwing always has those supplies on hand for when he has to make a conspiracy theory board, or like there was a point in this 24 hours where him and Zatanna just had to stop by a craft store and get like a little basket full of yarn and index cards. It's for the visualization. I need it. It's helpful.
To the art store. And off he goes. Yeah.
What else did I have? Yeah, one of the things is that I believe that this one was also, what I want to say, dedicated to Ed Asner because he had passed. So that's why you have Stephen Root doing Jack Haley. But Kent Nelson as well. But yeah, he passed on August 29th of 2021 at the age of 91. He was awesome. Like everything that Ed has ever done on screen, voice acting, like I love all of his work, especially in Gargoyles, by the way.
Gargoyles, he was amazing. He was Hudson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not for nothing, he was also Granny Goodness in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited series.
That's right.
Yeah. So I just love it. I think he might have also been Hephaestus. He did a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did a bunch of stuff. And of course, from way back in the day, the Mary Tyler Moore show and all that stuff. He was amazing. And yeah, I caught that right at the end of this episode.
That's all I would say. Those are all my big ones.
What you got, Emily? Ooh, before you start, I have a question for you. Because I know you referenced this a few times.
Okay.
I got done rewatching the episode and then I didn't think about it until we were just starting to record. Is this Bioship or is this baby Bioship?
This is Bioship.
It's Bioship. So she's still with us. I know she said she was retired.
Yeah, but they picked her back up at Mars.
Because Saturn Girl and Chameleon Boy got to Earth by taking Bioship, who they kind of went to and were like, hey, here's the situation. And Bioship was like, okay, going to come out of my 5-minute retirement because my people are in trouble.
So baby Bioship is how McGann...
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm caught up. For some reason, I was thinking like, wait, is this regular I got super confused. All right, that's
They
right.
They did not steal baby Bioship.
Thank you for filling. That's right. That's right.
Speaking of Bioship, this time around, I did notice that in that opening scene, Lorzod refers to Bioship as an it, and it just set off my alarm bells of like, yeah, there's no reason for him to know what Bioship's pronouns are. An odd sentence to say out loud, but it contributes to him like feeling like a villain that he uses dehumanizing language for a creature that all of us are like, no, that's our friend.
Yeah, you're telling someone to communicate with it because it can communicate. It is, a sentient.
And it's also the thing of like, he tells Macomb to be like, tell this ship that its friends will die. And I'm like, she can hear you. Like,
you're inside me. I can hear it.
I'll just a thing this time around. Most of my notes for this episode boil down to some variation of, gosh, I love Zatanna. And I miss Zatanna interacting with everybody.
Including Dick.
Yes, but my main thing is this. So much of this episode, part of the fun of this episode is getting to see Zatanna and Nightwing just bounce off each other again. Of like, yes, I love Shallant. We all love Shallant. It's a fun relationship. But even outside that, I just think Zatanna shines so much as a character when she has someone to banter with.
Yeah.
And like her and Nightwing are just on the exact same frequency all of the time in a way that is so fun to watch. Of like, Zatanna shows up and is like, Superboy's not dead. And Nightwing's like, that's insane. She's like, let's pretend for 24 hours it's not insane. He's like, okay, that I can do. Let's go. And they just go, and it's so fun. I also was reminded watching this again, and I know we talked about this in our Scream Somethings when these episodes first came out, that when this episode came out, there was a decent amount of talk on the internet of whether or not Nightwing was cheating on Barbara with Zatanna, which, one, no. Two, the lore of the show is that Nightwing's never cheated on any of his girlfriends. We've had that confirmed, that Nightwing's had quite a few girlfriends and has not cheated on any of them, and thus I'm just not going to believe that that's the canon of this situation. And three, I think that's just how Nightwing and Zatanna have always been and will always be, and everyone on the core team is like, yeah, that's just how they talk to each other. We're just used to this, including Barbara. Read the Invasion comics. It's very clear that Barbara is not only aware of whatever dynamic Z and Dick have, but is like, yeah, that's just how they are. And my silly note here is always that Dick Grayson and Zatanna are both ostensibly theater kids. Flirting with people you have no intention of dating is a very theater kid thing. That's just part of the culture.
That's a thing?
You gotta work on your acting skills, man.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know. I just put that together.
That seems awkward and rife for confusion.
Neither of you were theater people. For people who grew up as theater kids, listening to this, you have seen this happen many a time. And for people who don't, like, the only way I can explain it is I have known so many people in all of my years of theater who would just, for fun and friendship, flirt with people whom they didn't even have like compatible sexualities with. Like, this is just a thing. This is just a thing in theater circles.
Practice.
And so I don't even know if that's what it is. This is just how people are.
Okay.
So all of that to say, I have like, you give me Dick Grayson and Zatanna, who both grew up in different circles of we're just performing arts kids, and then ran into each other. And I'm like, this is just how they're going to be for the next 50 years. This is just who these two people are. And I love them for it. I love that Dick and Zatanna just banter with each other. And it's very fun to watch. I miss this. Give Zatanna someone to banter with in every episode.
Good.
And just so several of my things that I wrote down are just like, I love that when they get back from having their completely unproductive conversation with Superman, Zatanna is so annoyed and just says, I hope the Knights slaughter the Monarchs. I'm like, Z, you're not from either of these cities. You have no horse in this baseball race.
It'll make me feel better.
You're just mad. Z is from New York. Yeah, this episode just has several lines that I wrote down as amazing. I know me and Neil were joking about before we started of like Calder being like, I think I've finally come to terms with Connor's death. And Nightwing just having to go, yeah, about that.
Pause that. Back up.
We're adding you to the group chat for the chaos that is about to ensue.
Yeah.
I also, as a side note in all this, I do love that the implication that every couple of years, Nightwing gets kind of fed up with being a superhero and just goes back to being a circus kid for a period of time, and that this is just a cycle. Like, Zatanna acknowledges this is like, yeah, you do this every couple of years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, amazing. Amazing that that's just the canon. Every now and then Nightwing's like, I need an extended break, so I'm just going to go I'm going to go run away with the circus.
I'm going home.
Quite literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just going home.
That's very sweet. I like it a lot.
Agree.
Oh, the other thing that I love with Zatanna in this episode is, again, confirming that her and Clarion just have this kind of comfortably antagonistic relationship. That him showing up doing the booming evil voice and then just going, oh, it's you. What do you want? What's happening? It's perfect.
He did his full Wizard of Oz. Whoa, don't look behind the curtain.
The curtain.
Whatever,
exactly.
it's you guys.
Yeah. I also, in that vein, love that when Zatanna finally just goes, fine, I'm invoking all the words that I'm supposed to say to get you to do what I want. And Clarion just says, you're no fun anymore, implying that previously, like...
It was fun until you did that. Yeah.
Or to me, that implies it's like, you were more fun when you didn't know how all the rules worked. I had more fun showing up and fighting with you when you didn't know how to just end it.
Totally. And then he just like, I gotta do you a favor? Okay, great. I'm just not gonna kill you now then, I guess. Okay, see you, bye. I'm out. Yeah, and I'm also like, she was like, oh, don't tell him that Fate's not here. And I was just kind of like, can't they feel each other? Can't the Lords of Chaos and Order kind of sense when things are happening? I was like wondering if it's just so full of order, it's like Clarion can't. He's just blinded by the law and can't sense whether or not Fate's actually in the building.
I just had the ridiculous thought that Zatanna holding the summoning ritual in the Tower of Fate while Dr. Fate isn't there has the same energy as a teenager throwing a gigantic party because their parents aren't home.
Right.
It feels like there's a through line there somehow. Because Dr. Fate is currently Zatara, isn't he?
I think probably. I think that's right. I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I love how Dick I love how Dick is just masters the Escher painting.
I thought that the same.
That he's just like, oh, I'm going to jump up here and I can feel gravity shift enough to flip upside down to be on the roof. Okay, now I'm on the roof. And now I'm on this wall. And now I'm running up these stairs and backflipping onto the floor. And then I was just like, yes, thank you. Also, Clarion is going to kill you, but good job. Like, I love you, Dick. But Clarion will end you if he wants. Sorry, buddy.
We got a few cultural references in ye old Clarion fight because, close, because it's Clarion. So we've got anything you can do, we can do better, which of course comes from, what is that? The Broadway musical Annie, Get Your Gun.
Anything you
Shakespeare reference as well.
Really?
Double toil and trouble.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right. Yep. I keep forgetting where that's from.
Heavy-handed. It literally just says Magic School Bus, obviously alluding to the Magic School Bus, the show.
That we've somehow mysteriously been already calling the Magic School Bus the whole time.
But the last one is when he's inside the stairs, his backward spell is Dynamite. And obviously that's thrown back to the good times. And it's that because each piece of it is said backwards. Not dynamite said backwards, dynamite said backwards. So it is definitely meant to be.
We're old enough now. You're going to have to explain what good times is.
Dynamite! It's a show. Look it up.
It's a show. Look it up. It's a show from like the 70s. Yeah.
And if we're doing all the references in that one, I had one that I wrote down that I was like, someone needs to tell me if this was intentional or not. But considering how many of the other ones were, I'm going to say it probably is. At one point, Clarion says tick, tick, boom before setting off one of his spells. And that's also the name of a musical.
Oh, probably. I would think the way Greg seems to like so many theater references.
Yeah, my note says someone tell me if Tick Tick Boom was another intentional theater reference or if it's just a coincidence. But most of the other ones have been intentional.
Which is interesting because the remake was in 2021 with Andrew Garfield.
What was? Tick,
Not
Tick, Boom?
remake, just adaptation.
Or adaptation, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, how do you remake a theater? Wait, was it a movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the Netflix movie is an adaptation of the stage play written by Jonathan Larson, who is more well known for having written Rent, but it's his other thing that he wrote. And yeah, a few years back, they did the Netflix adaptation of it, starring Andrew Garfield and many other people. So yeah, that was thrown in there. And that was the one that my brain was like, wait a minute. It's a very conspicuous choice of words together that I'm like, that might be an accident, or it might not be.
Yeah. The only other things I was thinking I saw in the background, I think you guys hit what I saw and more, but at Raquel's, when they were at Raquel's, Icon's shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that?
Amistad's wearing the shirt that's Icon's logo.
It took me a minute too, because I was like, wait, no, it's not Martian. Because it's got the X thing across it, like the Martians thing. And I'm like, oh, it's Icon. Of course it's Icon. What was I thinking? So, and we haven't seen him. I don't think we've seen him the whole season, have we? Yeah, I don't think Icon's been here the whole season. Yeah. Anyway.
He's around. There's a lot of characters to manage on this show.
We have spells, of course.
Yeah, I thought you might want to. There was a lot, actually.
Yeah, reveal my vision when she's talking with Dick to show him. Which, I mean, I get it. Like, it's a easy sell once you do it. But gosh, that's not a light thing to just toss over to somebody else to experience. Hey, here's our friend mangled in the Phantom Zone, screaming for help like a ghost. Yeah. You don't believe me? Yeah. Blah, you do now. Oh,
here, hold on. You won't be able to unsee this. Bam.
It's consistent characterization of Zatanna just kind of being like, we just need to keep this moving. I'm just going to do the thing.
Yeah. I mean, even Dick's faced after, he's like, whoa, okay, that was a lot. that was a lot. Okay, yeah. I see where you're coming from.
So then you have reveal the seance, then reveal the memories we seek is when she's with Raquel. Lord of Chaos, I summon thee. Choking vines, choke my enemy when the vines come up. And then his rebuttal is weed killer, kill this killer weed. And then you have stairs of the tower, imprison him. And then that's when you get his rebuttal of dynamite. And then, of course, in the name of the holy balance, I charge you to honor your debt. And the last one is index card, when she gives Dick the card that says Magic School Bus.
Incredible.
And that's amazing. Well done.
I think my only other two notes are I deeply love Bioship attempting to be as contrary as possible and to just stall just because she doesn't like cooperating with this man. She's annoyed and she's she just at one point tries to shut down and it's like, that's not going to work.
No. I love to there's something about how they're balancing, Lord Zod's, he's kryptonite. He's a Kryptonian. And it's just like when you have Impulse sprinting off to go do something and come back, it's just, yeah, sorry, Kryptonian. You're done. Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Question at that point is the speed of the heat vision.
Yes.
That's the part that is like, wait, okay. I get that your reaction time is there because you're now a powered Kryptonian, but man, that heat vision coming out fast.
But here's my thought. Impulse can't move faster than the speed of sound if he moves faster than the speed of sound, he's going to set off a sonic boom inside the ship. So, and those heat vision laser eyes, theoretically moving at the speed of light. So maybe that. So when you have a Kryptonian as a villain, I mean, they're still doing stuff and they're getting stuff done, but the writing is handling it pretty well. And once I saw Impulse running in and grabbing the inhibitor collars, I was like, oh, that's that's great. Did he? I couldn't remember, did he get those on? Oh no, forget it. Never mind. Sorry. I forgot. Laura's in the other room. It's just, we're done. Okay, great. Fight over. but balancing those things out so that characters aren't just getting wrecked by the Kryptonians all the time. I like how Druzad is like, was it the Daxamites? And listing off all these other things, but natural disaster wasn't one of them. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first time we get a reference to the fact that it wasn't Krypton that blew up? It was the sun?
Yeah, I also thought that was interesting because historically it's typically like Krypton itself blows up. Like,
yeah, it's geologic issues.
You're delving too deep, the Balrog comes, no, that's different. But
that's different, yeah.
But the planet itself almost always kryptonite is gone because you also have the how did the Daxamites survive if the sun blows up? Because isn't it in the same solar system?
No, the Daxamites? No, I don't think so. From what I remember, and again, it's pretty confusing because it's been a while. Daxam was a completely different system.
Oh, okay.
And so originally they were just another group of people that had developed the same way Kryptonians had. But then they started adapting it, which makes more sense that the Daxamites were a colony of Kryptonians that had gone someplace else. And then in here they do some other stuff that is interesting. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's fascinating because I think we were talking a couple episodes ago about how Tomor Ray was on his way to save Krypton by having this mineral or some kind of crystal or something that was supposed to stabilize the geologic process that was out of control in Krypton in the comics. But here they specifically say that the sun blows up. Neil, looks like you got something.
So the Supergirl, the CW, that the origin story for Daxam is that it's a nearby planet. Like, so you have two planets in the same solar system, the Kryptonians, the Daxamites, and Krypton blows up, but Daxam is still there.
I gotcha.
But still, but so much of the same, like, lore behind them and the animosity between the two and things like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah. So sun blows up. Interesting. Anyway, I think that's all I've got outside of crashing the mode. What do you got, Emily?
My last thing is just that I deeply love the way in which this episode is just slowly getting the whole original team back together for this final arc. It's so good. It's just going through. It's like everybody join the group chat as we need you to be like, oh, now we need Artemis. Now we need Rocket. Now we need Calder. And we're not going to call Miss Martian until we have her boyfriend back alive, because this would be weird.
No, thanks.
That was, we kept joking about this and Scream something, or I'm like, just watch everybody show up on Miss Martian's doorstep with a magic school bus being like, hi, we're getting Connor back. Come on. We gave you none of the info. Just come on. Which is not what happens. And we'll get into what happens next week. But just love getting the whole team back together, and the fact that it's like, in an emergency situation, who do you call? You call the original team.
Yes, exactly.
You call all your best friends to do something wild. All
right. Well, I think with all that out of the way, let's hit into the mid-roll and, crash some modes.
Welcome to the Fake Your Own Death Club. Its membership is very exclusive, and I'm the president.
Hello, team, and welcome to the mid-roll. It's a really quick one this time. We here at Whelmed just want to say that we hope you all had a very happy holiday season. Wish you a happy new year. And I also have a note here from producer Neil asking everyone to continue sending in their ideas for what we can do after season 4. He's compiling a list of everything people have been emailing us so that we can consider all of our options for what we want to do after we wrap up this season. And since there's not much else to report at the moment, let's head back to the show.
Stick around. Class is in session.
In our Canary debrief, we'll be discussing what we can learn about the creative writing process from the episodes that we review. So this episode of Young Justice is largely meant to be a recap of the larger plot of the whole season, as well as setup for the final arc of the show. It's laying out the mystery and setting up the chess pieces for the finale, with Nightwing and Zatanna piecing together clues, Phantom Girl explaining things to Superboy, and Zod setting out to complete his larger mission. Exposition like that can get pretty tiring if done incorrectly, but what makes it more palatable and tolerable in this episode is the fun character interactions that we get out of it. I know I and a lot of viewers know the mystery of the season, since we've been closely watching every episode as it airs and keeping track of things and trying to solve it ourselves. But I'm more willing to listen to it all be explained again because Zatanna Zatara and Dick Grayson are interacting again, and the OG team are reuniting for what feels like the first time all season. It's just fun to get to see these characters interact, even if much of what they're saying is the characters getting caught up on things that we, the audience, already kind of know. Another great example of this kind of thing in animation is the Ember Island Players episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. What could have easily been a filler clip show recap episode at the end of season 3 becomes one of the most iconic episodes of that series because it's just incredibly entertaining and well thought out. In an era before easy on-demand streaming, the Ember Island Players acted as a recap of the entire show the night before the premiere of the series finale. But instead of being a straightforward clip show, the episode uses an in-universe stage play as a narrative device that allows for inside jokes, character commentary, and a whole bunch of other fun gags, while also being a love letter to the fans. And while not exactly the same, this episode of Young Justice recaps all of season 4 leading into the final few episodes, but keeps things entertaining with some much anticipated throwbacks to the original season 1 team, jokes about their dynamics and how separate everyone's storylines have been, and a last second reveal about the Kaiser Thrall that makes the audience excited to see where things are going to go. So my takeaway, when writing your own stories, if you feel the need to include this kind of recap and setup to make sure your whole audience is on the same page leading into the climactic finale, cushioning that exposition with character interactions that are interesting or compelling or just plain fun to watch goes a long way toward making the experience a lot more entertaining and engaging for your audience. After all, I'd probably happily listen to Nightwing and Zatanna read the dictionary if they were bantering with each other in between definitions.
Tell us something we don't know yet. Sorry, BB. We can't risk altering the time stream. We do that, we're all feeling the mode.
Our earlier segments assume that listeners have seen up to this episode in season 4. Kind of wild if you haven't. In Crashing the Mode, we'll be discussing spoilers and foreshadowing for future episodes, as well as plot elements from the original DC storylines that may affect what we see later on. We may also drop theories and speculations about what's to come based on wild flights of fancy. I wanted the bus to have been taken over and be like real hippied out. And then, because it's 10 years later, we all can agree that the buses stay within the school system for an inordinate amount of time, probably even longer than they should. But in my heart of hearts, I wanted it to be like they had to take it from someone. And that's very funny, but it's not what happens.
And somebody had bought the school bus.
Yeah.
And somebody had bought and revamped the school bus.
Yeah, but it would have to be obvious. But obviously, it would have to be like a DC character that we either have met before, and they're
turned it into a mobile bookstore.
Oh my gosh! There's got to be somebody, some DC character from the comics who would have taken that bus to a bunch of music festivals.
Yeah,
that's got to be a thing.
Or as part of Haley's Circus, he's like, I actually know right where that bus is.
Nightwing's like, you're never gonna believe
this is awesome.
But
yeah.
And what's
Circus Outreach
what's
bus.
up with Dick saying, I'm not Bruce Wayne? When they take his car? Wait, is that in the next episode?
That's in the next episode.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
Crashing the Mode. Sorry, I watched them both back to back, so I got those scenes kind of scrambled together.
Well, yeah, he's not. We've seen Nightwing's apartment in the comics.
And again, he's literally his ward. Like, he's not going to have a few bucks? Come on now.
He's trying to be independent. He's trying to be out on his own.
Give him an advisory role or something. Salary.
I mean,
I think he wants to run away with
I think that's also called an allowance at that point.
Right.
Dick Grayson does not have an office
fancy
job.
when you call it a salary. So.
Right. There's only one allowance, and I'm on my 5th Robin, so, I don't know. Sorry, guys. Can't split it up between you.
One at a time.
One at a time, sorry. Dick, you're on your own. Yeah. But seriously, I'm like, come on, man.
No, he's only on his 3rd Robin.
Here, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, he's only on his 3rd Robin.
Yeah, but he's not his 3rd person, though. He's picking him up still. You just stopped calling him Robin.
Who do you pick?
What?
Oh, you talking about the Batman Incorporated?
Spoiler.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Arrowette.
That's
Orphan.
extended Bat Fam, not immediately being raised by
Orphans,
my
Batgirl.
bad.
There's a
Okay, come on. All right, yeah, that's fair.
There's
I
a
guess.
difference.
Yeah, sorry.
It's the thing where, like-
His orphans started picking up orphans. My bad.
Right,
Some
yes.
being named Orphan, by the way.
Somebody
So,
literally named Orphan.
yeah.
Literally, it's the trying to.
Yeah.
I own. Where is it? Pull it out of the shelf. There it is. I own the first volume of the Wayne Family Adventures, which is just
so good.
the comic that is the extended Bat Fam all hang out together.
Is that Batwing back there too?
It's everyone.
It's Batwing.
This is everyone
Spoiler.
having a food fight.
Oh, that's fantastic. I just couldn't
Every
see, but I couldn't see in the back. They're having a food fight throwing turkeys, and I couldn't tell who was in the back. It was Batwing in the back left.
Available for free on Webtoon, but I wanted a physical copy of it because it's very fun. But like, it has the whole extended Bat Fam, and it's like, yeah, some of them are adopted by Batman and live in the Wayne Manor, and some of them are just visiting all the time. It's the thing of like arguing. I'm like, Catwoman is absolutely part of the Bat Fam, but she is not part of she is part of the Bat Fam by marriage, not by adoption. Like,
yeah,
there's differences.
There's different levels.
It's like Batgirl is part of the Bat Fam by marriage, technically, rather than by adoption. Like, it's a weird.
For some reason, I'm just picturing Dick like just showing up at Bruce's office or at Wayne Manor. He's going, yeah, I need another SUV. Did you wreck it? Gremlins. That makes sense. Here you go. Here's the keys to the next one.
Just heavy sigh.
Troggerwogs.
But, that's next week.
Anyway.
But speaking of actual crashing the mode for this week, we have the mention of, and Jor-El saved no one else, and I'm just sitting here like, well, they also saved Kara, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah, I'm interested in this because I want to know.
This is the first mention we get of Kara existing.
Has a daughter? Yeah, because Zor-El had a daughter. That's right.
Yeah, Zor-El had a daughter.
That's true.
Which we will then see in the finale.
Yeah.
She got out too. She's just been away.
Yeah.
No.
And it's just
evil girl summer camp.
There's so many different like potential ideas or origins for her that she was sent in a rocket by Zor-El after Cal and in the Justice League Unlimited, what's the name of the city she's from? Argos. And that part of that city is still like floating around, like it like blew off, and there was like, and she was in suspended animation, and Kal-El went back and got her. In this case, the sun blows up, so that means the whole Kryptonian system's done. So like, there's nothing left, or I'd be hard to imagine that there would be something left. So maybe we're back to the rocket launching again. But if that's the case, then did Darkseid intercept it? I don't know. We'll have to get into that maybe at the end, but. There's so many potential things that could have been happening.
It's almost like anything could have happened, and we just don't know.
Damn it.
Yeah.
We want to know, Emily. That's why I said it.
Yeah, that's all right. That's my main crashing the mode thing, other than the ongoing thing that's always in the back of my mind with this arc. That's just what was the plan on when you were going to tell Miss Martian that we know how she eventually gets brought into all of this with Phantom Girl showing up and her joining in and all of the way that all of this unfolds. But what was the initial plan, Zatanna and Nightwing? Were you going to go and save him and then bring him back and just be like,
knock on the door?
Hey,
yeah, exactly. Hey. That's what I was picturing. They're like, hey, so, and then they all kind of like split like a curtain and Connor's standing there.
It's like, I get the initial plan was like, well, we shouldn't bring Miss Martian into this until we're definitely sure, because this would be real traumatic if we bring her in and then we're wrong.
Yeah.
Fully understand that initial idea and response. But it's like, at what point in this plan do you decide we should maybe tell Connor's fiance that we're trying to get Connor back?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they had a plan. I don't know.
It's just there's the original team group chat, and then there's the original team group chat minus Miss Martian because, oh no, we're doing a weird trauma thing.
Yeah, but you know how these multiple group chats with certain people missing go? Somebody sends a message to the wrong chat. And That's inevitable. You're like, oh, actually, sorry. Hey, what are you guys up to? What are you doing again? What is this? Magic school bus.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Oops. Sorry. Yeah.
It's like I'm just imagining it's like Rocket sends a text to the full group chat. It's like, hey, where are we meeting up to get Connor back? And Miss Marsh is just like, what?
She can find us. We're screwed.
All right. Well, and we're winding down to the end of the season. Just a few more episodes to go.
So we start running out of crashing the modes.
Yeah, that's right. The crashing the mode starts slowing down a little bit, which is totally what is happening right now. With all that, I think that we can Zeta out of the Watchtower.
If you'd like to join us in discussing this incredible series, you can find us on Twitter at the YJ Files, on our website, crashingthemode.com, and you can even email us at whelmedpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio.
And if you'd like to support our show, please consider sharing it with a friend and joining our chats on social media. You can also support the show by giving us a 5-star review and or rating on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. The ratings, comments, and subscriptions help others find the show. If you do leave us a rating, please let us know at our email address or on social media, especially if you're outside the US, as we have to look a little bit harder to find those.
If you are able to support us monetarily, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/crashingthemode. Even $1 a month can help us bring you even more awesome discussion sessions, interviews, reviews.
And remember,
stay well,
everyone.
Why? Every time, Neil, you don't. It's chaos.
Yep.
Wait,
I think Neil's
Clarion?
doing it on purpose.
You're Clarion.
At this point, I might be.
Yeah.
It is more
Somebody
the lack of
the
thought.
sacred balance.
Bah! No, the sacred balance is me actually putting them together, which I won't do.
Great. Thanks.
Okay.
You've been listening to Whelmed, the Young Justice Files podcast. Our hosts are Rich Howard and Emily Booza. Our editor and producer is Neil Powell. Our theme was composed by Emily Mio. Our logo was created by Kevin Bates. Whelmed is a fan-made podcast and is not officially affiliated with DC Comics, DC Entertainment, Warner Brothers Animation, and any other owners of Young Justice or its related source material. As such, these companies have sole ownership of all symbols, images, names, logos, and proprietary material related to Young Justice. Original content of this podcast is ours under Creative Commons. Thanks for listening, and stay whelmed.